The establishment of a true nation. We all know CA is aging day by day. The male sim genre on Roblox is slowly dying and CA is losing more members every day that passes. We might argue that there is no way to prevent or slow down this process. Well, I disagree. CA makes use of old tech and fighting styles. These fighting styles are trans warfare related, which date back to 2014. Our competitors, think of EI nations, Mark of War, and Field of Europe nations, are growing day by day. You might ask, why are those nations and communities growing while we are dropping in members day by day? The reason lies within the core of the CA, our organization and old fighting styles. I am Zama, a guy who represents and specializes in community growth and development. I fight for equal rights and the growth of the community. This includes you! Yes, you! So how will we tackle this problem together? My proposition. We all know CA isn't perfect. The same goes for our maps and organization. CA has stayed the same for years. We keep fighting in a regiment through regiment mentality. Our nation, the Continental Army, is not a nation. Currently, we act as a community. With each regiment acting as its own nation, we don't stand together, but we stand alone. Regiments competing with each other in the seasons, All-Stars and the Continental Clash doesn't support unity either. So I propose we start advancing to a new era, an era where we move CA to the next level, an era where we up the scale of the CA. Instead of us having a regiment free regiment mentality, I wish and I will change this mentality to a whole nother level. I want us, the community, to fight together. I want us to start thinking and considering moving to a nation v nation mindset. And as Commanding General Platinum Gideon himself stated, this shit works for EI because they have community managers to oversee and provide direct rules for all nations. In this case, this particular example of us going to war with another group holds forth nobody to oversee both sides in fairness, making it a disaster waiting to happen. I think we can pull a warfare mindset off regardless. I promise you, we can avoid the problem our lovely Commanding General stated. I wish for the CA to create a community, modernize and go to war. In order for us to advance and grow, we must start improving our diplomatic relationship with other nations. In order for us to grow in massive numbers, we must start advertising our nation. And what better way is there to advertise a nation than winning a war? The grand plan. If we, the members of the CA, can create a community with multiple nations, we will ensure growth. By getting community managers to oversee warfare, we will most certainly be able to go to war fairly. By winning wars, you gain a reputation for the nation, but we must first establish our nation. An independent nation. As I have stated before, and I quote, our nation, the Continental Army, is not a nation. Currently, we act as a community. Each regiment acting as its own nation. We don't stand together, but we stand alone. I wish to change this entirely. Currently, regiments are independent fighting forces. By moving this to a higher scale, we can make massive change. Getting brigades to fight independently will ensure HQ will be more involved on the field. By changing how we see regiments, we can start with the great unification. We stand together, not alone. One for all for one. The legislative system. I am the second Speaker of the House. In order for the CA to grow, we must get HQ to be more involved with the community. So far, the House and the Senate have passed 8 bills, with 11 more to come, under my command. I wish for fair elections. Everybody, regardless of your skin tone, voice, or background, you should all have the same chance of becoming a representative. All of you should have a say in the CA. All of you should be able to have an impact on the CA. I fight for a full and realistic democracy by ensuring everybody, regardless of who you are, have a say. I listen to you, and that is what all speakers should do. I have set the first few steps as Speaker to a full democratic affair system. With the Senate agreeing more and more with the House, and with the House becoming more and more advanced, we are able, as a nation, to pull more off together. If you vote on me, either today or tomorrow, I promise you a greater, improved, and fair and equal system. Once again, and I repeat, one for all for one. Under my leadership, the House has accomplished the great creation of the Highcombe Academy. I have also ensured that the 3 hitboxes will get fixed and that the House is running stably on regulations of procedure. Under my leadership, the House has gotten all NCOs the ability to use the lookup feature on the NixPCS site. I've made many attempts for the CA to unify and call to arms and go to war. Thanks to these changes, we have ensured that all officers have been granted an optional source of information. We made sure NGOs are recruiting complete criminals. And we have made sure our house is functional and stable. If you wish for these changes to improve and to become of grander scale that could even impact we fundamentally function, then vote for me. If you vote for me, you vote for the community. Headquarter testimonies. Yes, testimonial. Zama has been truly an exceptional asset to our headquarters team. His proactive approach and remarkable effectiveness in the house have left us in awe. In just a month, he has spearheaded consistent, much needed and proactive changes that we have witnessed in quite some time. His dedication and impact are truly remarkable. My summary. I call to arms. If you vote for me, I will fight for a growing nation. I will fight for a nation that is fully able to go to war. If you vote for me, I will ensure you have a fair and equal legislative system. If you vote for me, you vote for the community. One for all for one. Thank you for listening.